Alrighty nerds, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the WZ-111G FT, a Chinesium tank destroyer of questionable effectiveness, but genuinely funny gun handling and stats. Really quickly running over stats, and I will make this quick because just like you, my dear viewer, I have severe attention deficit disorder. Even hyperactive, if I do say so myself. And I am also diagnosed with Asperger's, so there's that. So, 1650 HP while running the enhanced sandbag armor. A lot of really good players will tell you to run this, and honestly, in most cases I disagree, but with this tank, it is very nice to have because you're going from 1560 to 1650. That's an extra 90 HP. It actually makes a difference when you have this little HP at tier 9. As for equipment, everything's up to you. I personally run calibrated shells for the extra pen because penning shots is very important when your reload is 15 or 16 seconds. Your AP pen goes up to 313. Your heat is 424, that's incredible, and your HE is 97. That's pretty decent. And then refined gun brings your total dispersion down to 0.312, which is it's alright, I guess. As for consumables, adrenaline, because that's pretty much a normal option. Reticle calibration for those long-range snipes or HE pens that you want to make, and then your multi-purpose kit because that is the correct choice for the third slot. Your armor is about 200 millimeters, nominal thickness right here, but effective you're looking at about 250. Honestly, that's not very good versus even tier 8s. They'll butter right through it with heat. You're slow, you're big, you're a big, ugly Chinesium takeout box. However, this Chinesium takeout box will slap the living crap out of your enemies if you play it well. Now, why am I playing this? The tank to my right, the WTF Panzer IV, recently, about a year ago, I think, it got nerfed. Its 15 centimeter gun got nerfed from 640 down to, I want to say 560? Maybe it's 580. But it's not a whole lot anymore. And the 128 on that tank doesn't really appeal to me. I like big numbers, slow shell velocity, draining threes at 300, 400 meters with HE and penning for 1,000. The Waffle no longer does that, unfortunately. At least not in the same way as it used to. So I now play this. Plus, this is a non-turreted TD, and no one really knows what it is, which puts it in a blitz player's kind of blind spot. If they don't know what something is, they generally just ignore it. And yeah, I ignored the fact that the hitboxes on these roofs are they're just questionable. It's terrible. But what can you do about it? Not a whole lot. So, oh, hello, you beautiful cookie. Pop the reticle calibration and the adrenaline just in case we get a better crit, and we only do 700 and change because we're always running Spaliner like a nerd. As an HE enjoyer myself, I think that Spaliner is a terrible addition to the game because it nerfs HE damage, like HE damage is ever a problem, I guess? I don't know. It's strange. But we're going to go up here and hopefully touch the Barask with a very large present because, well, he touched us. And I don't take kindly to that. So we're going to sit right here in this bush that does absolutely nothing for us, and we will spot out an SU-130PM. The only tank that I will never fire AP at. Oh yeah. The SU-130PM reminds me of the SP-1C at tier 7. Except the SU-130PM gets all kinds of BS bounces because, for some reason, AP of any caliber or pen will simply bounce off its upper front plate because, my angles. Anyhow, we're going to wait here because, well, I know the Barask is going to push me. Barask players tend to be either tryhardish or just straight up special, which this one might be both. And yeah, I was also special. I missed the HE shell because I didn't whip my tank to the right far enough. Oh well. He seems likely to give us a second chance to HE him here, and I think his gun mantlet is pennable. Is it? Let's see. Yes, it is. And in true fashion of the Barask, it is a pain to pen with HE because of all the, well, Wargaming's pen indicators are frankly terrible sometimes. So we'll switch back to AP and just blap in. Yes. The shell we fired at him was basically the same size as his tank, so it was going to kill him. Anyhow, as we drive around to the side here to get behind the BZ-68, this tank is definitely, as I said before, it is not a super good tank. However, it is a Tier 9, and Tier 9s are very fun to play because while you see Tier 8s, and the discrepancy between Tier 9 and Tier 8 is pretty big in terms of general effectiveness. And versus Tier 10s, this tank does pretty well as well. You have the Alpha to trade, you have the Pen to deal with most Tier 10s at almost any angle, and versus Tier 8s, it's just straight up rude. You pen an HE shell, it's 1,000. You pen an AP shell, that's 640. That's half their HP pool gone. You can 3-shot pretty much anything at Tier 8, and speaking of 3-shotting, I don't think that Tiger 2's done 3 shots of damage yet. Yeah. Tiger 2's. They're just HP pinatas. Yeah. So sad. I recall when that tank was good. Anyway, BZ-68. We're going to shoot AP at him because I didn't feel like risking just a splash and him not being able to be one-shot by me on the next shot. Yeah. Not feeling it, really. Not really feeling it. So, instead of fighting the Tortoise and the BZ here, we're just going to run away. This is something that will greatly increase your survival chance in all of your games, is simply trading potential damage for distance. Just running away, repositioning. The enemy suddenly doesn't know where you are, and they're confused. However, unfortunately, we get spotted here by the Tortoise, who whiffs the shell into the ground because, well, late night gameplay. People are tired and generally not performing terribly well. So, speaking on not performing very well, we almost slid off the edge there, which was yikes. How about no, we not do that? So we're gonna just wait for this BZ, and is he gonna poke it? I've seen them do stupider things, and oh, no, you tease. He is running the derp cannon, so I respect it as a derp enjoyer myself. The Tiger 2 looks like he's getting involved, and that is our cue to go out, and the BZ panicked. So we load heat, and we're just going to butter right through his turret cheek. Pop goes the weasel. Start the adrenaline rush, and I don't want to get hit by this Tortoise, and oh, he whipped so hard. Yeah, we're just going to sit here, pop the Retcal, and butter through his superstructure with AP. And I'm glad we rolled for higher than 617, because that would have been awkward. Yeah. So, this is an ace. It doesn't feel like it should be an ace, but if you want easy aces, and you don't mind some pain, this is the tank for you. And getting aces means better credits too, because Wargaming in their infinite wisdom decided to give you more credits for aces, which I think is great. So yeah, that is the short version of one of the worst tank destroyers in the entire game. But yeah, if you want a challenge, I would say absolutely go for it. Go for it. Get it. The grind is, oh boy, if you're starting from Tier 1, I'm so sorry. Everything below Tier 6 is just pain. The Tier 6 itself is pretty decent. It's a light tank chassis, essentially, with a casemate and a gun. T-34-2 GFT. It's kind of similar, a little slower. I liked it enough to actually enrich it, though, but yeah. The Tier 8 was pure pain. Oh god, that was bad. The Tier 9 is fun, very rewarding. The Tier 10 is just straight up good. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day.